two worksheets. The first one here is called result worksheet. You can see that. The second one is called simply sheet 1. Now these are the two worksheets that are in this template. The result worksheet is actually where we have the results of the students displayed, and it's highly customized, it's formatted, and it is print ready. There are just minimal information that you need to put on this result worksheet, especially just the preliminary information about the course you want to enter students' result. For instance, here we need to specify the faculty of the student, we need to specify the department of the student, the title of course, then the faculty offering the course, the semester, is it first or second semester, the session, we are entering the results, of course the course code and number of units, and the date. Now this is page 1 of this result worksheet, and once you enter this preliminary information on this page 1, they will automatically display in all other pages. Like this is page 1, that's where it ends. Page 2 starts from here, and of course it ends at this point. Page 3 starts from here, and similarly it ends here. Page 4 starts. So that's the way it goes on. The serial numbers are already there. We have about 15 pages here. Each of them is 40 for 40 students, so that's a total of 600 students that we can put on this file. Now these are the preliminary information that you put on this result worksheet. Once you do that, you now go to sheet 1. Sheet 1 is where you put the raw data. So here you can now put the names of the students, their matric number, their program, their test score, their lab score, their exam score. Once you enter it here, they will automatically display on this result worksheet. So this result worksheet has a lot of restriction. You can't format these columns. They have been fixed and protected. For instance, you can't type anything here. You can't type your matric number there. So you can't type anything here. So apart from this preliminary information that you need to give, every other information here you type on the raw data here, which are displayed on sheet 1. The essence is that these raw data are actually what we need if we want to upload the results online, whereas this result worksheet is print ready, so you can print it and then from there you have hard copy. So this template takes care of both hard copy and the raw data that are required to do online upload. So you start making your entries from the result worksheet, because you have to first of all state the preliminary information that are required here. Once you do that, you now go to sheet 1 and start putting the raw data, and any raw data you put here will automatically appear on the results worksheet. Now for you to enter this preliminary data here on the result worksheet, all you need to do is to double click on these items. These items are written in small letters, so the ones you are going to complete, is better you do that in capital letters. So for instance, if we want to put the faculty, let's assume we are entering results for results on computer science, let's say CSE 201. I don't know the title now, but we can call it computer applications 1. And of course, you know, many departments have offered that course: biochemistry, microbiology, computer science, even in social sciences like economics, accounting, whatever. So the official grade report has to be prepared department by department or program by program. So let's assume we are the course lecturers in computer science department. They have taught CSE 201. That's the course code, and the title is computer applications. And there are students from economics, from accounting, from banking, from microbiology that have done that. So let's assume we are now preparing for students in economics, but the course is computer application. So you double click here, faculty of students. So once you double click that, economics is under social and management sciences. So you can type here social and management sciences. Then you double click here to put the department of the student, which is economics. When you are done with this, you do save as, and then you can now use the template for another department. So here you put the title of the course, you double click, put the title of the course. Let's say it is computer applications 1. Then the faculty offering the course is faculty of science that is offering the course. So that's faculty of science. But the faculty of the student is social and management science, because economics is in social and management science. Then the course is being offered in the Department of Computer Science, which is under School of Science. You double click here to put the semester. So it's first semester. You double click here to put the session. This is 2021-2022. Now the course code and the units, you can just double click somewhere here. You put the course code, which is CAC 201. You can use the arrow key, the right arrow key, move forward, and then put the number of units, which is 3 units. For the date, you double click on the date. Today is April 03. That's the date we are preparing the results. April 03, 2022. That's all. Now, once you do this, there are almost nothing so much you should do on this result worksheet. Every other thing, you go to sheet 1 where you put the raw data. So you can now see, like these headings, this preliminary information we have put here, they will automatically appear on all these other pages. You can't type on these pages. It is what you have typed on page 1 that is automatically displaying on these other pages. So having said that, we will now go to the raw data, to sheet 1 where we put the raw data. So very simple. If you are here on this sheet 1, you can put serial number. Let's say 1, 2. Let's assume we just have 3 students so that this video doesn't get too long. So with 3 students, you put their names there. Let's put their names. Let's say this is Eke James, and this one is Amadi Precious, and this one is Okole Michael. Okay, those are their names. You put their matric number there. Let's say it's Komu/1 2 3 4 5 6. Another person, let's say this person is Komu/2 3 7 8. Let's say this person is Komu/ okay, let's assume these are their range numbers or matric numbers. Of course, their program is economics, so they are in Department of Economics. You don't need to write it in full. You can just say economics. You can double click here just to fill it up. You now put their test or continuous assessment. Normally for a course, for this particular course, it has both test, lab, and the exam component. So those are the 3 things you have. By the way, you can see that the information we've already put here on sheet 1, on the raw data, they've already appeared here. So that's the way the system works. So you go to sheet 1, you can do anything you want. The essence of this sheet 1 is that if we want to upload to the portal, then it is easy doing it from this sheet 1. Whereas this one has been customized and formatted such that we can print hard copy from this place. So that's the essence of having these two sheets. So the computation and the putting of grades are all done automatically once you go to the raw data and you to sheet 1 and you supply the raw data. So now for this course that has a practical component, the test is supposed to be a maximum of 20 marks, the lab is supposed to be a maximum of 20 marks, and the exam is supposed to be a maximum of 60 marks. So on the basis of that, let's allocate the scores. Let's assume in the test or continuous assessment this student scored 12, and in the lab that's 12 over 20. In the lab he also maybe scored 15 over 20. In the exam is over 60, so let's give him over 60, let's give him 23 over 60. You don't need to put the total. This total and this moderate are serving some other purposes which we will not cover in this video. We just want to make it as simple as possible. There are other issues where we need this total, but for the purpose of preparing our results, we don't need. All you need are the continuous assessment score, the lab score, and the exam score. You transfer them from the scripts and put them here, and your OGR is ready. So for student number 2, let's assume the continuous assessment is 14 over 20. The lab, let's assume, is 4 over 20, and the exam is scored, let's assume, 20 in the exam. Then this particular student, let's assume he has 15 in the continuous assessment, probably 16 over 20 in the lab, and in the exam is over 60. Okay, let's give him 40 over 60 in the exam. That's all. You are done. If you go to result worksheet, you see it. It's beautifully spelled out. It's print ready. You can just go ahead and print it, and the result is there. So it has transferred all these scores, 12, 15, 23. The total comes up automatically, the grade comes up automatically. This person scored at 8, which is an F, and this person scored 71, which is an A. Then, so we are done. We should go to printing, but let me just explain something briefly. You remember this OGR is called multi-version. By that we mean that it takes care of different versions of grading. NUC has about 3 versions of grading, but I think they eventually zero down to about 2 that are very common. The first version of grading is the one that has 40 to 44 as E. That has been, we call it the first version. It's been in use. Then somewhere along the line, NUC brought this idea of 44 being an F, and then only 45 being pass. So, but this is a multi-version. It takes care of all that. At Komu now, I think before now, they have been using 45 as pass mark and 44 as fail. But from this semester, we are proposing that we should make the corrections and go back to what many universities are using, because NUC has reverted back to this grading where 40 is pass mark, 40 to 44. So that's what we are going to use in this semester. And what accounts for this grading system in this template is this place you have remark 1. That remark 1 is standing for version 1. So, but if in course of time or when we deliberate on it and we say no, we don't want this present set of students to use 40 as E, 40 to 44 as E. No, we want them to continue with what they came in with, probably for final year, that in that case 44 is an F. Very simple. It doesn't have to alter anything you have done here. You simply come here and change remark 1 to remark 2. then you will not be using version 2. So that's why it's a multi-version. So if I go to the address bar, formula bar here, and change remark 1 to remark 2, very simple. It's not giving me version 2 of grading. Okay, this grades will not change because both in version 1 and version 2, 50 is C, 38 is F, and 71 is A. But when you look at this place, you can see that it's now giving you the version that is using. So this is the version 2. Of course, it's automatic. It will appear in all other places. Then another thing you need to take note of is that at the bottom here, at the left corner of the current page, you will see the summary. This summary came up automatically. You have A here as 1. Only one student had no B. Only one had C. No D. Of course, no F. So there's no provision for E here. So in total, you have 3. The percentage failure is 33. That is 1/3. There's no provision for E because we are using version 2. Version 2 doesn't have an E. And but let's put something to be 44 so that we see that it will grade 44 as F. Version 2 grades 44 as F. You know, you cannot type for another student here. If you want to add another student, you have to go to the raw sheet. So let's assume there's another student here. What do we call the person now? Let's say Madu Angela. Okay, we put the matric number. Let's assume it's Komu whatever. This is serial number 4. Then it's still in economics. Let's assume it had 44. So let's assume there is 0 in continuous assessment, 0 in lab, and then 44. Now, when you come to this place, you see the Madu Angela there. See economics. It has 0 here, has 0 here, has 44, and the 44 is F because we are using version 2. So, but if a lecturer has finished working this result and we now say no, don't use 44 as F. Use the version 1 in which 44 should be an E. That's not going to be any problem. You can't retype anything. You can't begin to go manually and search for where you have 44 or 42 and begin to change them as E. No, you don't need to do that. Simply go to this remark and change it to version 1. Then it will automatically, even if there are 100 students here, it will automatically change their grading. And anywhere there is 40 to 44, it will now grade it as an E. So you watch what will happen once we have changed it to remark 1, and here you say OK. It's automatic. You see it has changed 44 to an E, and of course 38 is still an F, and this is a C. Then when you come here, you can now see in the summary there's provision for an E. Unlike when you are using version 2, of course the grading system has changed here. If you look all over the place, the grading system has reverted back to version 1. And then in the summary, there's now provision to include an E because version 1 has E, whereas version 2 doesn't have E. Version 2 stops at 45D. Anything below 45 is an F. That's version 2. So this is why it is called multi-version. And there are other facilities, other features which we are not going to discuss now, so that we don't make this video as long as longer than necessary. But now let me also emphasize that you see this summary sheet, like I told you, there are 15 pages here. So when you want to print, how many pages do you print? Do you print the 15 pages? No. You only print according to the number of pages that have entries. For instance, there are only 4 students here, and this has the capacity to take 40 students. So it's only page 1 that you should print here. And then you discover that once you have up to 41 students, assuming that we have all the students here now, we put their names, put their results, they will fill this first page, and there are 41 or 42 students in the class. Immediately you enter the results of the 41 students, then this result summary will be removed from page 1, and it will now begin to display on page 2. It will now begin to display on page 2. So wherever you see the result summary, it means that that is the last page that has entries. You can now, when you want to print, you can now print from page 1 to that number. So if you have up to 81 students and you enter all of page 2, immediately you enter for the 81 students, that summary of result will shift and will stay here. So you now know you're on page 3. When you want to print, you print from page 1 to page 3. So let's illustrate that. You will see how this summary sheet will move, summary result will move from page 1 to page 2 once we get up to 41 students. We don't really need to fill for other people. So let's take this. That's the essence of this number. Let's find out where we have 41. Okay, 41 should be here. So let's assume there's another student. Understand that we're assuming that there are 5, 10, you have filled up to 40, which is page 1, and you entered the 41 person. Let's assume his name is what do we put as the name now? You can say Onyema Victor. Okay. Then another thing you notice is that this column row is freeze, so that whether you are scrolling up, you are scrolling down, the column, this first row will always be there, so you know what you are typing. So you put the matrix number there. Let's just put anything there as the matrix number. His program is still economics. Then the test, let's assume, what score do we give him now? Okay, maybe he failed 0, 0. Let's assume he has 42. So 42 is an E if you are using version 1, whereas 42 is an F if you are using version 2. So you get to result here. What version? Okay, we are using version 1, so 42 is an E. Now you see the name will appear exactly on this 41. So have you noticed that under 40 here, the result summary is no longer here because you have students now on page 2. So the result summary is now going to appear here. That's where the result summary has appeared. So we are now going to print from page 1 to page 2. Then I want you also to notice that you can actually sort data here. For instance, these students, their entries were not sorted according to alphabetical order. You can see Eke coming before Amadi and all that. So now there's a lot of restriction on this result worksheet. It's been formatted, put a lot of restriction. You can't do so many things, but you can manipulate sheet 1. For instance, you can sort here, but let's also take note that when you want to sort or do some manipulations on this raw data sheet, please deal with only the entries you have entered. Don't select all and you want to sort, the program will not run. So from here now, let's assume we just ignore this 41 candidates. Let him be there. Let's assume this one we just want to sort them according to alphabetical order. So you select only what you have typed. So you select from there up to this point. So if I can select up to this point, then you now sort, because the serial numbers are already there. So you just sort here according to names. So you can go to sort. This is sort. You can open it. You can go to custom sort. If you go to custom sort, you make sure this is checked. My data has header, because these are headers. Then we are trying to sort according to names using the values, and we are sorting ascending order. If you want to sort in descending order, you can open that. So, but we are sorting according to ascending order, which is A to Z. So you are good to go. You just click OK. Immediately you do that, you see it has sorted this data with Amadi coming here, Eke coming there, Mado coming here, and Okolo coming here. And whatever thing is on this raw data will automatically display on the result. So when you get to the result, you can see Amadi has come up here, followed by Eke, followed by Mado, followed by Michael. So that is how to enter the data. To summarize, you go to the page 1 and put in this preliminary information about the course. And once you do that on this first page, it will automatically show on all other pages here. Then for all other entries, you go to sheet 1 and enter them. You can sort, you can, if you make mistake here, like some of these numbers are 4 digits, this guy is 5 digits, so I can change it. Once you change it here, I'll remove one of the digits. Let's remove this one. Okay, so immediately you go to result worksheet. You can see they've aligned, they have the same 5 digits after Komu and things like that. But you couldn't have made that correction on this result worksheet because of the protection that is given here. All corrections, all manipulations should be done on sheet 1, which is where you put the raw data, and whatever thing is on the raw data will automatically display here. Go to your file, then you click on print. When you click on print, you can see the result here. It's already print ready, but here you come and choose the printer. You print to PDF. So every printer has this Microsoft print to PDF, Microsoft print to PDF. So you click on Microsoft's print to PDF, and you see it here. So because the result summary is on page 2, you are going to print from page 1 to page 2. That's all. So you click from page 1 to page 2. So once you click on print, it will ask you for the name that you want to save your PDF file, because it's going to print automatically on PDF file. So let's assume this is a CSC 201 for 2021 2022, and the department offering the course here is for economics. Well, let me just save it on the desktop so it will be easy for me to save. So you click save. That's all. You have printed it. So this has 2 pages and it's exactly on PDF. It's no more on Excel. So you can return this Excel file. If there are any changes, you come here and make it. If we upload it, you send us this Excel file, and from here we have the raw data that we need. But for your hard copy, you go to desktop. It's already on PDF. which is this one. This thing is there, it's already on PDF, and it's only 2 pages that are there. If you just open it, it's print ready. You can print it anywhere. You can go to any printer. When you go to the printer, you cannot change the formatting because it's already on PDF. So that is how the program runs. You don't format anything. You can see it beautiful on PDF. So this is Kids Zumba. You can see it. This is page 1. These are these 3 students, and you can see it ended exactly where it's supposed to end. The new page started exactly where it's supposed to start, with this number 1 41 student that is there, and of course the result summary is here. Perfect. Just 2 pages. So you can submit this PDF copy to the department. You can print it out, and then you sign here, take it to the HOD will sign, take it to the dean will sign. Then this hard copy they will put in the file. The Excel file, which is the soft copy, is with you. So it's with you. Maybe later on we'll know whether we'll ask you to send it or not. It's with you, and it has the result worksheet. It has the sheet 1 that has the raw data. So that is what this program is all about. So with this, it gives you beautiful PDF file on 2 pages for this particular course, with the result summary there. You prepare this department by department. This is for economics. You can pick another CSE 201 for biochemistry. You change the program to biochemistry. You type, sort according to alphabetical order, and you'll be good to go. Thank you for listening, and we'll keep on having training and having discussion on the WhatsApp group for people to ask questions. There are other capabilities of this program which we don't want to go into now, so as to not make this video to be a very lengthy one. All those other ones will come up. With what we have done here, we believe you have what it takes. You can replay this video so that you can get started in the first instance. Then as you meet challenges, we keep on explaining until all of us are able to make use of the template. Thank you, and God bless you. You're welcome.